personally, I use my time wisely. You know, either by running, working out, or educating myself.
All right.
Nah, it wasn't no easy ride. I'm not gonna front, man. You know, when you get locked up and the judge tell you, you got life plus 30, everything suspended except for 18 years, you know, that wasn't no easy feeling to be sitting down on.
Yeah.
And then, you know, being in there, you know, there's a lot of frustration built up. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing but males up in there. So, you know, everybody feel like, well, okay, I'm gonna prove myself that I'm tougher than this guy. I'm not gonna let nobody clown me. I'm not nobody let nobody do this to me. So I stayed in a lot of fights. I stayed in the hole a lot
So
too.
let's start off with that, right? Because when we talked before, you was telling me how like when people come in off the streets, they think
Hmm.
they thugging and gang banging and all that stuff. But you said
Yeah.
that was you, but that kind of changed after you got in. So tell me about that.
Yeah. When I hear that, you know, now that I'm older and after I've been doing what I've done and traveled the path that I've traveled, man,
Oh man, my joint
stuff.
oh there you go, it froze. I say that again.
Yeah, when I hear people talking about they're a G, they're a gangster, a thug, man, that ain't number words to tickle somebody's ears. You know what I'm saying? That's just either I'm gonna say this to scare you or I'm gonna say this to impress you. Because you know what? I learned from a real guy that was locked up. He got triple life. He never coming home. There's no such thing as a thug. If you was a thug, you would be sitting in prison alive. See, a real thug, he don't care about his mama, he don't care about nobody but himself. So when the police ran up on you and was like, put that gun down, throw your hands up, you would have went out banging. That's what a thug and a gangster do.
Oh, I see what
He
you
don't
said.
surrender. He don't surrender. He go out like a G, like a real gangster. You gonna have to kill me. You ain't gonna take me alive.
Wow. Yo, that should check
Yeah, so now
a whole lot of dudes, yo.
that's real. That's real. So, yo, just because you got a gun, that don't make you no thug. That don't make you no gangster. That don't make you a G. You know what? I remember I was in sixth grade. I got my first gun. I could always fight. I could fight very good. But when I got that gun took my heart to a whole nother level. You
Wow.
feel what I'm saying? Now I felt invincible. I felt like, man, I can take them all out like this. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
a lot of cowards will shoot you before they'll fight you.
Hmm.
You know, it's easy. That's where the heart at in their hand, not in their
Yeah.
chest. It's in their hand.
And so like I'm glad you sharing this part of yourself because I mean, for me, of course, like I was telling you before, this gives you a level of respect that I respect, and I'm hoping that other people respect as well, right? So like for you,
True.
so how much time did you do? You said 16 years?
I did close to 17 years.
Close to
I was
17.
supposed to get out. Yeah, I was supposed to do an 85%. I was supposed to do like 15 years and some change, but I trick up my good time with a lot of fights, knife charges, cell phone charge, stuff like that. So it took away from my release date. So that's why I had to do a little bit more time than what I was supposed to do. Because I
Oh,
was constantly in the hole.
dang.
Yeah,
So you could have got out sooner.
yeah, yeah, yep.
Oh man.
But I got trapped up in the system part of I gotta survive. I'm not gonna let nobody clown me. I'm not gonna let nobody punk me. I'm gonna
So
get my
you were still
respect.
kind of thug though.
True, true. To a certain extent,
Yeah.
true.
So did was
Because you gotta understand in there, huh?
no go ahead.
You gotta understand in there, you got cowards trying to be wolves.
Yeah.
So if they see any kind of weakness in you, they go from extorting, they go from stealing, they might even try your manhood. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you show any kind of weakness, either you're gonna have other sheeps try to come around you, thinking, well, okay, we hang together, a lot of people ain't gonna mess with us. But if you by yourself, the wolves gonna come for you. Wolves, when I say wolves, wolves don't mean just because they wolves can be anybody from somebody trying to extort you, trying to rob you, trying to even sexually. mess with you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guys prey on other guys' weakness in there. So that's not everybody though. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some people caught up in their religion real tough, but you got them ones in there that's been there for a while, or them ones in there who feel like they got a little strength in numbers. They're gonna try you.
Yeah. So it almost sounds like just being in the jungle, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a one of them dog eat dog worlds up in there, man. And the
And,
wild part is when I went in there, it was at a time when guys were trying people sexually. You feel what I'm saying? Now these days, guys are just giving it up for soups and chips. Can you believe that? Men are actually going in there and either performing or giving up their hind parts for soups and chips
yeah,
or drugs. You giving away your manhood for stuff to eat? Are you for real?
yeah. So
Yeah.
that was one of the things that I noticed in talking to a lot of people I know who've been locked up,
Hmm.
who were locked up or currently locked up. They're like, in many ways, inside isn't that much different from outside.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because inside, you can get drugs, you get cell phones. If you got the right amount of money, you can get cheeseburger, you can get you some fries from McDonald's. It all depends.
Wow. So in listening to you, what you explained so far, right? Was there ever like a turning point for you?
Um, my turning point came when I first went to the prison system. I got caught my charge in Williamsburg, Virginia. When I left the jail and got to receiving, which was Mecklenburg, they sent me to a level 4 prison place, which is King Mountain. And I started noticing all my friends.
Hold on, explain what's a level 4?
Level 4 is a maximum security. Supermax is Red Onion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm 23 years old. They
Yeah.
send me to a maximum facility with guys that ain't never going home,
Mm.
done some of the worst things in the world. I'm talking about when I get there, imagine, I'm 23 years old. I'm still young compared to these guys. And
Yeah.
I'm like, so when I walk up in there, man, I'm carrying my little bag that they give you with your little state clothes in it. And I walk into this pod. This pod holds at least 100 and something people. And I'm looking, they watch the door open up, and I forgot what just call they made to let you know that new people coming in at that time. And I'm looking around, man, and I'm seeing guys, man. I'm talking about these guys were like,
Swole.
you know,
Yeah.
swole up. No, nobody smiling. Nobody like, what's up, man? Boom, boom. Everybody's off to the distance looking at you.
Yeah.
And so when I walked through, but then when I seen how everybody was, I had to switch my walk up to like a tough guy walk. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I was like,
That's crazy,
God
bro.
dang, these guys big.
I mean, that's crazy because it's like that's not even natural though, right?
So
You know
nah,
what I'm saying?
nah.
And so it's like
And
it's trying
then you
to
gotta
force
think
you to
about
act
it.
a certain way.
It's wild that, huh?
I said it was like making you. It was
What you
forcing.
saying?
Act, it was forcing you to act a certain way.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what the system is set up to do.
Wow.
They say, well, okay, they treat you like an animal because you get locked up. After a while, man, when you in there and you know the COs don't have your back, the system don't have your back, they actually leave you in there like an animal for you to defend or whatever, like an animal. So a lot of times, sometimes you get in that mentality of survival mode, but you don't see yourself as an animal. You just see yourself as surviving, trying to survive.
Bruh, so let's talk about this part because you spitting some fire right now. So it's like so you can say in many ways it dehumanizes you, right?
True, true.
And so it basically makes you like an animal. So it's like it's almost like it's unnatural.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
you describe it that way?
Yeah, at first when I got in there, I didn't look at it like the way I see it now. I looked at it as I gotta survive.
Yeah,
Nobody's gonna do this for me. Nobody's gonna take this from me. I'm gonna earn my respect. You feel
yeah,
what I'm saying? And I think it was my second day there. I had to beat up my cellie. My cellie had just did 18 years. But when I got in the cell with him, I think he was what? He was 35 and I was 23 at the time.
Yeah.
So he already been locked up for 18 years. So when I get in the cell, he tell me, man, every time you get out your bed, I want your bed to be made up. I want your TV turned off at 10:30. I don't want you to have nobody coming in the cell to visit because I don't do that. Uh, I don't like the light being. I'm talking about he just laying down all these rules, like I'm soft or something. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't tell him. Oh, I go hard. I just sat back and I listened because I didn't know if he had a knife in the cell or not. So okay, I'll let you get this right now. So I'm sitting there. I'm listening to him. I said, okay. So the next morning, I get up to go to breakfast. I don't make my bed up. See, one of his rules was when you get out of the bed, make your bed. So when I come back from breakfast, he said, man, didn't I tell you last night every time you get out of the bed, make your bed up? So now, the night before, I ain't had my boots on. Now I got my boots on. So I was like, okay, homeboy, you got that. But he just kept going on and on and on. So I stood up on him and he grabbed a lock and put it on his hand. So we moving around the cell. Then I back up out the cell. I was like, nah, I ain't never fought nobody with no lock. So my homeboy was like, huh, you want the knife? I was like, nah, man, I'm just fresh in the system. I can't win no murder charge. So I was like, nah, give me a lock too. So when I went to go try to put the lock on my hand, it wouldn't fit. I got big hands.
Yeah.
So I said, man, just give me some gloves. So he gave me some workout gloves, and I went in there, man, and I beat the heck out this guy.
Oh, wow.
You hear me? I beat him up. And I'm talking about he was a big guy. I beat him up, not because I knew I could fight, but I fought him out of fear.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying? I fought him out of fear because I believe if I'd have let him get away as much as he got away, ain't no telling how far he would have took it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With all his rules. Yeah, I beat the heck out of him. Beat him. And then when he found out from some dudes I knew from the street that I can fight real good, now he want to be buddy. No, I don't want to be a buddy.
Right.
We just in this system together. We not sellies. We just in the system together until it's time for us to move on to the next joint. So, but I'm not gonna front. At just the thought of him trying to bully me, I turned around and started bullying him.
Wow.
Yeah, I started bullying him.
But you said this started out of fear, though, right?
Yeah.
And so what I'm hearing is like how being incarcerated created these types of like attitudes and stuff.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not even. So I would say the enemy wasn't even him.
No.
It was the system.
The system. It's the system. The system builds you up. I'm telling you, the way they treat you in there, the system builds you up to be that animal, that wolf.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they put you, it's like they put you in a situation where they give you a little bit of room to do what you want to do, but they put you in a tight position with everybody else that make everybody else around you, angry and upset. So everybody uptight now. So anything that happens is because the system created the atmosphere. Now, when you explode, they're not going to take the blame. They're going to say you should conduct yourself.
Right. So let me ask you this then, because this information is real good. If you, looking back over it, right? Was there any parts of it you would have done differently?
Are you talking about inside or the crime?
Oh no, inside.
I would have started my electrical trade a lot sooner.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have did that a lot sooner. But like I said, when I first got in, school and all that wasn't on my agenda. It is. I had 18 years to do.
Right.
Not including 85%. So mine was learn the system, survive, make a name for yourself. So when people hear your name, they know don't mess with that guy. That guy kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say you would have did school soon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why
I took a trade.
Why would you have done that so?
Because right now, Because right now, at this point, when I came home from prison, I think I had 2 years left before I finally took a trade, and I
Yeah.
took electrical trade. So I completed my electrical trade, got my certificates, and certified in Virginia as electrical helper. That when I got out now that I'm part of a union, uh, I would have had my 8,000 hours, and I would have had my journeyman card by now. Or I would have been having.
Oh,
I would have walked out as a journeyman.
I got you. So you're saying that if you would have started earlier, that would have started the process earlier of your skill.
That's right. That's right.
So then, let me go back to a question I asked. Let's revisit a question I asked before about your time in there, right? So did you? I mean, of course you changed at some point, right? Because like where you were at 5 years was different from when you first got in there, right? After you did
True.
5 years,
True.
what would you
After
say?
I did 5 years, like when I was at Key Mountain is like by West Virginia.
Oh, I
So
heard
for
about
my
that, yo.
yeah, so out of that 5 years that I was there at Key Mountain, my mom was able to come see me twice. It's like a 7 hour drive, something like that, to get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the boonies.
So way out there. I'm talking about when there was one black correction officer there, everybody else was white COs. They didn't mind calling you boy. They didn't mind calling you nigga.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So after a while, a lot of my friends that I knew from the streets was getting transferred off of there for good behavior. And
yeah.
they was moving to other prisons closer to home. So I just got tired of being out there, man. I got tired of being away from my family, my mom, and all that type of stuff. And I got tired of being treated and talked to the way I was being talked to and treated by those out there in the mountains. So if I was going to do time, I wanted to do time on a lesser secure place. Like I was on level 4, that's maximum. You know, when you go lower and lower, you get more freedom, you get more rec outside, you get more time to just be able to move around. Yeah.
And so you was tired of that life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then what
Yeah.
happened? You changed your behavior?
I changed my behavior. I stayed charge free, institutional charge free for a year and some change. And he dropped my level to a level 3.
Yeah.
And it took me about 6 to 9 months to get transferred. And I got transferred to Greensville.
Is that South Carolina?
Greensville, it's Emporia. And Greensville's Emporia, Greensville
Oh,
Correctional Facility.
Emporia, Virginia.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So when I get there, Greensville is the largest, I say it's one in the United States, Greensville, I think it's the 3rd or 4th largest prison institute in the United States.
What?
Yeah, they hold
It's a
about
private
four,
prison or state prison?
it's a state prison.
Okay.
Yeah, this place hold, I want to say about 4,000 something inmates inside of it.
Wow.
It's so big that you can be on the other side of the yard and I be on this side of the yard and we can be on the same place for like 5 years and I would never know that you was all the way over there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So so is that where you spent the rest of your time? You did
Oh
12?
no, no,
Oh,
no. I stayed on Greenville for 3 years. And then I got into an institutional riot fight. I got into a big riot fight. This at the time when the gangs in prison were starting to really take a stronghold inside the prison. And being so I'm from Newport News was my family. You feel what I'm saying? I
yeah.
didn't join no gang for protection or none of that. I rolled with my city. So we had ended up getting in a fight, Newport News against the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? I got stabbed about 3 times in the middle of that fight. But you know, when your adrenaline pumping,
Right.
you feel it until it's over. Now I felt getting hit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what is that? But when I seen her and seen who it was, you know, I went for him. You know, that's my thing. I love to fight.
Yeah.
So I had a big gash down my back. I had gashes down my arms, in my shoulders. I was stabbed into the shoulder. But then I sat in the hole for 6 months. When you're in the hole there, you only come out for rec maybe an hour a day. So I sat in the hole for
You
6 months,
6 months
and
in
then they
the hole?
transferred me. Yeah. Can
Bruh.
you imagine
Hold on, hold on.
you locked up in this room
Let's talk about this, bro. 6 months?
6 months? Yeah. See, when you're in the hole, you gotta go through an institutional court called kangaroo court.
Yeah.
The hole is a building by itself at Greenville. So they got to
Oh,
determine if they're gonna let you out they're gonna transfer you. And at Greenville, when you're in the hole, the death chamber, the electric chair, and all that other stuff, lethal injection, is not too far. It's just a few doors down.
whoa.
So I was there in the hole when John Muhammad was killed, when they executed him.
Yeah.
There's a few people there. I was there, and they was like just a door over from the part I was in, from the execution chamber.
Wow.
So I'm in the hole for 6 months. They give you, and when you're in the hole, you get no commissary.
Yeah.
You can have your back then they had CD players or Walkmans. You get your pretty, huh?
How big of a space is it? The hole. It's a small space, right?
Yeah, small face from the back to the front door is probably like 7 steps.
Wow.
And from side to side, I've been in holes where I can touch each wall with my arms spread out. That's how thin it was. Yeah. So they give you a limited amount of mail. You get a limited amount of pictures, and they give you what else they give you? They give you a sheet, they give you a blanket, give you a radio, and that's it. And pen and paper and stamps.
Wow.
So if you don't know how to live with yourself, it'll drive you crazy.
So let's talk about this. So how did you survive the hole for 6 months?
I'm not gonna front. It won't easy.
Yeah.
Sitting in a hole by yourself, and all you do is you just got your thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, you go back and you start reading old letters, and you start thinking about, dang, I had her on my side, now she gone.
Yeah.
Or you looking at pictures. You know, people abandon the ship on you. So, how your time, like guys around me that was in other cells, we play games. You put something on a string, you tie something hard onto it, and you throw it down the hallway. It can go into somebody else's cell. That's called fishing. So
Yeah.
say you got a magazine I wanted. I tear my sheets up and I put some hard at the end of it and I'll throw it at the bottom of my cell, make it bounce off the wall into your cell. You tie that magazine onto that string and I can pull it back
Gotcha.
to my cell. Yeah, that's called fishing.
Wow.
Yeah.
What else did you do?
I learned. I started reading.
You started reading?
I started writing. I started reading and I started writing books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the first book I worked on is called "Doing Dirt Leaves Muddy Feet," and that's some true stuff. Any dirt you do will eventually leave muddy feet, whether it be sweat, blood, or tears, because you're gonna have to put work in it. So that dirt, once you get too deep into the game, the dirt eventually becomes mud. So you eventually start leaving a track, and people are able to track you and follow you.
Wow.
So, and that's honestly, if you think about it, that's how the game is. People, but before me and before anybody that anybody looked up to in the streets left a track. That's their muddy feet. So eventually, I became a follower. So anything you followed, you tracking, you following their footsteps, you became a follower because you like what they was doing and you like what they had and you wanted to do exactly what they did. So a lot of people won't admit to themselves that I was a follower.
Yeah.
He sold drugs, I'm selling drugs. I sold drugs because he sold drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we always followers, honestly.
So let me talk to you about that, bro. So like, what do you think when you hear "Get It Out the Mud"?
Get out the mud, get it from the rough.
Yeah.
You gotta get it.
But the thing is, though, right? Listening to what you're saying, you're saying that you picked up some bad stuff from the mud.
Yeah. And yo, when I hear get out of the mud, that means you have to go low as you can to get into the dirt. You gotta dig deep.
Yeah.
You gotta go hard for it. Get out the mud.
So getting out the mud can be something both positive
And that's
and
how
traditional, but also can be something that leads you in the wrong direction. I mean,
it
based on
can
what you were
be.
saying
It
about
depends on who you.
like the muddy tracks.
Yeah. To me, getting it out the mud. Yeah. To
No,
me,
you
getting out the
see what I'm
mud.
saying though,
I
right?
don't see it as being positive.
Oh, you
Yeah.
don't think it's
Yeah.
being positive at all?
No. No.
Oh,
No. Because honestly, somebody taught me over the years when I was locked up, life is what you make it. So of course, at some point in time, you're gonna hit a low in your life.
yeah.
But what do you do when you hit that low? Do you go back and revert back to the negative stuff that you was doing? Or are you gonna become a patient man or woman and say, well, okay, my time gonna come. I'm gonna work with what I got and keep working it until I'm able to come up. Because
Yeah.
if I gotta get back in the mud, I gotta go back the hard way. I gotta go do what I gotta do to survive. And what's clean about mud?
Right.
Get it from the mud. Think about it. I gotta get it from the rough. I gotta get it from my lowest self, mentally and whatever. I gotta get it out the mud. It's dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my thing is, timing is. This is what I learned in prison too. Never expect, and timing is everything.